nerdsreviews.com presents Nerds Talking, the podcast.
Yo, we talk about lightsabers, stunning your TV screens, what you want to stream, everything beyond your dreams. Want to talk about movies, sports, or even politics? Go ahead and tune into us, we'll give you all of it. Whatever you're debating, Xbox or PlayStation, Marvel or DC, Mac or PC. Teraflops when the movie drops, gigabytes, chips, RAM, no matter what it is, we got all of it. Welcome to the show.
Nerds Talking, the podcast. Nerds Talking, the podcast, episode 14. What's in Mount Shasta? You're about to find out.
Welcome everybody to Nerds Talking, the podcast. I'm your introductionary Captain Philip. And today's episode, it's a little bit of conspiracy or something like that. I don't know. I mean, Mount Shasta? I thought Shasta was a soda, like a cheap knockoff of the Coke or Pepsi, but apparently it's a volcano. People live in it. I don't know. We're about to find out here in Nerds Talking, the podcast. Enjoy, everybody.
Welcome to Nerds Talking, the podcast, episode 14, and we are having some
greatness.
I was gonna say, there you go, presence of greatness. I'm Lafayette. That's Carlos. We have two guests.
Hello.
One you already know, Julius, who's been on the show a few times, and we have a new special guest, Matt, and they're here to talk about I'm not sure if anybody's actually heard about this. I don't know, what would you call it? A conspiracy? I don't know if it's a conspiracy. What is it? It's a
myth. Let's just start with a myth.
You know what? That's
These
a
two
good way to
guys
call
are gonna prove it, whether it's a myth or if it's not.
It's a good way to it's a myth. Yeah, that's how I would call it, a myth. I have watched YouTube videos on this, and they're very interesting, but you two will fill us in on this topic. And it is a topic of Mount Shasta and the hidden city within it. And
well, actually, it would have to be below it, not in it, because Shasta is still an active volcano.
True, but maybe they're controlling it and it's all
Ooh,
fake. And they're
good
using
point.
like
Maybe Julius and Matt know about that.
like soda and
Yes.
what happens when you put what is it when you put in soda in it?
Baking
erupts?
soda and vinegar, I think.
No,
Mentos.
the
Mentos.
Mentos.
and
Maybe
Diet
it's
Coke.
maybe yeah, it's a bunch of Mentos and barbecue sauce.
There you
And
go.
so anyway, so it's Mount Shasta and the city beneath it. And now I don't, like I said, I've watched YouTube videos, but they're a little bit awkward. It's almost as if they get to a point at Mount Shasta where then they start to like go into meditation state, and they transport mentally to the city, and they're there. But when they're filming themselves, they're just kind of in a meditative state. So you two will fill me in on this Mount Shasta myth of the hidden city and your take on it and so forth. So first we'll start with Matt. So Matt,
All right.
give me everything. Throw everything at the wall, as they say, and see what sticks.
All right. Hello, everybody. And yeah, I'll probably just start off pretty much how I came to know about Shasta was it kind of started probably with Julius talking, about it and, saying that there's crazy things over there. I never, took it serious. And to me, it looked like a pretty cool mountain to go and hike. So that's how I became interested in it. I was like, okay, it's only about 4 hours away from me. We can go over there, camp, and go for a hike. And whatever, everyone believes in, they can just, believe in that. I'm going for the exploration. So that's how that started. And nothing really, the first time I went, nothing really, supernatural, anything like that, I really noticed or saw until after the fact, when I started thinking about what other people were saying about it, and kind of like what Julius knew about it. I just thought, oh, this is just crazy stuff. But I've been there probably 3 times, and each time I go back, if I see stuff or hear what other people see or what they say, and I kind of put things together, it's really interesting what I've kind of what I've seen. So I've kind of had to put it together because it's kind of after the fact.
Give us an example. What did you hear, and then suddenly you come to realize, well, that could be something.
Okay, so like the very beginning, we're driving over there. It takes about a half an hour to drive up to the up to the base of where you can start hiking. So you drive up there. I think it's about maybe 9 or 10,000 feet elevation, and so we started driving up, and um, I saw like an old. It looked like an old man, like really old, long white beard. He had a white robe on with sandals, walking down the mountain.
You saw God?
And I don't know.
God on the
I saw an
mountain?
old man. That's what I saw.
You saw
Was there a
what?
burning bush nearby? What's going on?
Merlin?
No,
Like, who did you
it's
see?
like all there is just a road, windy road
Okay.
going
All
up,
right. All right.
straight up the mountain, 9,000 feet.
Did you
And
ask him if he was lost?
I want to pick him up. I wanted to
Oh,
pull
okay.
over and talk
right.
to him. And Julius freaked out and said, "No, he's a beggar. Keep going, keep going."
Oh,
And
really? I'm
I
surprised
was
Julius wasn't
surprised.
like, hey, get him.
Yeah, I was
Tie him up,
surprised to
hug
see
time,
him
throw in the back.
Yeah, but
because I thought,
you gotta say about those guys who they are. You gotta explain people why
well,
why the
I don't
guy
know,
is in.
I don't know
Okay.
anything really about
Okay.
that. I'll just tell you
Okay,
what I
I'll say it.
saw.
I'll
Okay.
say it. Okay. Go
And
ahead.
so I saw that. I thought it was interesting. I want to go see if this guy was, a prank or whatever. But
Mhm.
after I started thinking about it later, I was like, okay, I don't think this old guy, okay, probably in his 60s or 70s, I don't think he could walk up and down that mountain. So
He
it's
wasn't.
kind
He
of
was
weird.
levitating, my friend.
Either that or he had a motorcycle parked behind the trees, or who knows. But that was kind of strange after the fact that we drove by that guy. And there's something similar to that with another good friends that we have. And I think Evgeny. I don't know if you
Yes.
know Sanjar,
I
but
met him. Sure.
okay. When they went, they picked up a guy coming down the mountain.
How'd that
Um,
go?
well, this is how it went. They got in, and they speak Sanjar and Evgeny are Russian. They speak
Okay.
Russian. This guy started speaking to them in Russian. So I don't know if that's a coincidence or how this guy knew what language they spoke. But I mean, that's pretty random. They just pick up a guy to take him to the top, and they're speaking the same language. Um, by coincidence, I don't know. But this guy, he said he lives out there in the woods, 5 years. No contact with people, no cell phone, nothing like that. And in that conversation, they said, you're really you're crazy. What you're doing. It's very weird. And that guy told Sandra and Evgeny, they're crazy. He said, you guys are crazy for how you guys live over here with
Sounds
cell phones,
familiar.
Wait,
all this
so
technology.
he lives in the woods,
Yep.
not in the city we're talking about though.
Right.
So he's just a
Right.
hermit.
Pretty
Or
much lives off the
ex-KGB.
land.
Hiding.
His own self-witness protection program.
I guess maybe Putin
Nice.
sent him out there. I don't know. But yeah, that was kind of weird when I heard that. Pretty weird. And then as we got up the mountain, a lot of people, weird people up there. They're banging drums. 1 o'clock in the morning. They went down the mountain, so you can hear this guy like those drummers like that you put around your back or whatever, and you just bang them on the side.
Like a Congo
Going
drum
down,
or something like that.
yeah, like the football games or whatever.
Yeah,
old
right.
fa-
Yeah.
So he's banging on that, going down the mountain in the middle of the night, pitch black, you can't see. He goes down probably about a half an hour banging that drum, and then all of a sudden it's silent for many hours. Then he bangs it coming back up. I thought that was weird. A lot of weird people up on the top. Kind of, they have like these stones all over the place, stacked in circles that they walk in. It's just, I never really studied what's really going on up there, but just observing things, it's strange.
But
And
does that
then me and Julie,
does that kind of does that build the mystique of the
I think it
city,
does.
or is it just people wanting it to, they're trying to build something out of nothing, so they're going out of their way to build the mystique themselves because
They are rituals.
well, that and maybe they've reached a point where there's no turning back. They have to more or less play along because they're like, shit, I've already gone this far.
Yeah.
I have to make sure it exists in some form, and people have to somewhat believe it because I live in the
Yeah.
freaking woods and I don't have internet access.
Now,
Yeah, or I think it just attracts, the mystique of Mount Shasta attracts weird people. Because I saw a guy when we were eating at a restaurant, um, out just talking to trees, out in, right out the restaurant,
What?
just walking around talking to trees. And I'm like,
What?
dang, this
That's what I
place is
mean.
filled with crazy people.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Is it just a built up mystique to the point where it's like they have to play the role now because they've gone too deep into it. Like people that believe, like a QAnon conspiracy, they can't turn
Yeah.
back now because they've been labeled the QAnon nut job. So you're like, hey, sure, I hope it happens. I know it's not going to anymore, but
Yeah.
let's hear Julius's take on Mount Shasta.
Well,
Julius.
yes, but first, what Matt said, yes, I must be crazy too. I was talking with the trees, but I've been taught by a native Indian. I went all the way to Washington to meet this guy who said he's been inside the earth physically, and he explained me what he saw over there. But again, that's not about Mount Shasta. So now let's get to Mount Shasta. Uh, I went many years back. I don't know how long ago, 20 years ago, 17 years ago, something in that range. I been working for a family through Sears, and being there, they were with an association, a skiing association, and her husband and the lady. She told me she's a guide who's going up to the top of the mountain every day. And she was a tall lady, over 6 foot tall, kind of 35 years old, a blonde lady, very well fit, athletic. So, and I asked her, okay, why you do this every day? Because that's my job, she said. But I can tell you one thing: a lot of weird things are going on over there. So the guide who go up and down the mountain every day, she's telling me that a lot of weird things are going on. I said, okay, so what is going on? I said, we don't have time to talk about this. It's too much to talk about, she said. So I didn't understood that what she was talking about. By years back, when I got into this earth theory, I learned that under the mountain live a Lemurian civilization, which are fifth dimensional people. They are blonde people with blue eyes, in between 6 foot and a half and 7 foot and a half tall. And they have probably a community about 1.5 million or something like that, about their range, but very advanced. So then I also learned that their style of life, their system of life, they went down there 12,000 years ago when on the surface we got nuclear war. That's where the 5 deserts are. There were 5 big cities, or I don't know if I can say countries, but probably their cities in that time were a lot more huge than we have them today, because they were more advanced. Let's put it that way. So me and Matt, I told Matt, okay, I want to go to Shasta. I want to see what we're gonna find over there, and we end up going there, and we crossed Chastita Mountain, the sister mountain of Shasta, for about 8 hours. So Matt, it's about half of my age, and I kept up with him. He have legs like a horse. The guy was going and going and going.
I did have to carry your backpack a little bit.
Yes, but let me tell you, something weird started to happen with Matt. And he
started
said,
floating.
no. He said, I contact this guy, contact me telepathically. It was very
Who said
peaceful
that?
over
Matt
there.
You said that, Matt?
Yeah. But he said they
I don't-
contacted me, and they told me to take your bag. Now, if he was joking or not, I don't know. But he had to take my bag so he could carry my bag. But I keep up with him for 8 hours of climbing, guys. That's not easy, believe me. And you know why? Because my feet's got when you press your foot down, your foot is sinking in a sand, and that's why it's 3 times harder than when you just climb on a rock. And so without ropes. I mean, I hang down on a cliff one time, and I looked back down, was a couple of thousand feet straight down, and I said, "What in the world I'm doing over here without ropes?" But anyway, we got one break, half an hour. Then we went further until we got to Shasta Mountain. But by that time, my feet gave up. I couldn't. I had to drag my feet. Actually, I got cramps. I started screaming. I couldn't walk anymore. I was devastated. I like somebody take a knife and just stick it in my feet. And then we met two people and a dog. It was an old lady and an old man. Very weird. They were kind of up there, and I was asking myself how this old lady got over here. I mean, she was really
Yep.
old. She was like almost 80 years old, 75 to 80. I mean, she was out there, and then we talked to them, and I asked them if they know any caves around here, because that's what we were looking for. We were looking for some caves. And they said no, but we can tell you down when you go back to the parking lot. In the way back, you're gonna find a water spring coming
Mhm.
out of the mountain. And then when we went down, and that's why I'm saying this story, because this is very interesting. What I learned about the inner earth, that their water it's alive, and our water on the surface is dead, but their water it's alive. So we got to the spring, and that was coming out of the mountain, and then people put some pipes over there, and whatever. But I went as high as I could to get the cleanest water possible, and I fill up I don't know how many bottles, and I was so thirsty. I drink 4 bottles of water. Matt probably drink only half of it. So we went back home, and the next day I called him. I said, "Dude, you must be in a bed, sick." He said, "Oh my God, I'm full of pain everywhere. I have muscle spasms and cramps all over my body." And he was barely talking. I said, "Dude, I feel like a newborn, no problem whatsoever." I couldn't explain how that happened. Honest to be, I supposed to be in a bed, sick actually, after what I've been through. Not one muscle pain in my body whatsoever, no pain at all. And I was thinking how this was happening. So I heard about that water that have healing properties. Now, how can I explain this? I drink 4 bottles of water, one after the other. I was so thirsty. And second day, no problems whatsoever. What's the explanation to this? Does anybody have an explanation? I didn't talk nothing else, no medication, nothing but that water. That's all. So let's go further and speak about under the mountain. So as I told you guys, I was practicing some telepathy. And I learned that under the mountain, there are priests and priestesses. There is a queen, Ronamu, called a queen from 30,000 years ago, from Lemurian time. I tell you what the story says. And that's she's still alive, and she's looking like 32 or 33 years old. And many people ask how this is possible. Well, they know how to reverse age. They get down to 30, go to 33, go back to 30, 33. Why? Because you mind control your body, you mind control your cells, and they command their cells or train their cells to backwards the aging. So you age, but I'm telling you what I learned. Now, if this is true or not, and that confession I got from that native Indian I visited, he told me same thing, that he actually got young, and he told me how to do it, but you got to practice, of course, and he got witnesses. So let's get back to Shasta. So I contacted this priestesses and this priest. I knew there's a priest and priestesses on the top, because that's how their order work. But I didn't know that the priestesses was a queen as well. I learned that later. By contacting, I demanded to meet, so on. Anyway, but then later on, we learned that they have a daughter. And then telepathically contacted the daughter, and we start an argument. We start an argument because she treated me like I was a little kid. I was flirting with her in the beginning. I didn't know she was married.
You were doing this
And
Wait, you're
Telepathically?
you're in the mountain right now, telepathically.
Telepathically, I was communicating, and she started to treat me like a little kid. And I got angry, and I said you know, inappropriate word to her.
Oh,
But
God damn it.
suddenly,
Mm.
wait, right away, the queen got in between us, because that's said that she's her mother. She got in between us. Said no, nobody ever called my daughter.
Wait, so Matt, you were there during this
No,
telepathic?
I don't know
You weren't here.
what Julius is even talking
No.
about right now. I don't
But
know.
anyway, guys, just be patient. A little bit over here.
Well, hello everybody. We had to take a break because, if you noticed that, they kind of seemed to ramble for a long time. This guy Julius, he just talks forever, and he talked about stuff that is like mind. I kind of feel like my mind is melting sometimes listening to Julian talk, wizards and magic waters, and I'm confused sometimes. You know what I mean? I think I'm in the mountain right now. Am I? I don't know. Let's get back to the show, everybody. No talking the podcast.
So this is very similar to what I've seen on YouTube, where people get to a point
Yes.
at the mountain,
Yes.
and they don't
Yes.
actually. There's no physical. You can't go into the mountain.
Well,
you have to let your mind
Yep.
yes,
mind
but let me
meld
tell you,
into the mountain.
Now let me tell you one thing, that Julius met this lady named Diana. We made a special trip. We drove all the way the heck down there to meet this lady. This lady, and I start watching her. She has some YouTube videos, and I checked them out. And this lady is a con, because she was charging money to go to hike with people to the mountain, and she said she's gonna bring them to this place, this mystical place. And she said, "Okay, we're here. Now close your eyes." And then they would, and this guy set her up. He had a camera and everything, set her up, gave her the money, and set her up. And then I think basically she got in trouble because it was filmed that she was conning people for money. And it was completely, she would just say, "Close your eyes. Okay, you're there. Who do you want to talk to over here?"
Like a
And so we drove down.
seance?
Yeah, pretty much. And Julius went and met her. I stayed in the car. He went in there to talk to her. He said that she was acting very strange, walking back and forth. And then she sold him a bunch of stuff, like $200 worth, a book and some vitamins. And I was like, "Julius, we drove all the way the heck down here for this stuff." I was pissed. I was like, "Let's go find some caves and let's hike up the mountain." And I was pretty upset at that time because we drove all the way down there to meet her. And that's what some people what they do over there. So
So she sold you some snake oil.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I see on YouTube. I see the same thing you saw.
No, guys.
But Julius, continue about how you met the queen.
I tell you, but let me say what she sold to me. She sold to me a book, which I have it, and she sold to me spirulina. Spirulina, you can buy it from a company, not only from her. Spirulina is something which help your body to have all the minerals that you need
to get
for
into
your
the mountain.
body. It's a supplement.
But what about the mountain though?
I'll sell it to you for $200.
We went up to the mountain 3 times, 3/4 of the way. We had to sleep overnight over there if we would want to go further. So Yugiri went even further because he is light. He could jump over those rocks like I was
Little
amazed.
leprechaun.
The guy was jumping over those
Yeah.
rocks. So he went further up, like an hour away or 2 hours away, and he said a temple over there. He said the temple like ruins. He said, I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want you to go over there to risk your life because it's dangerous. I said, whatever. So, but okay, let's continue. Now, I didn't contact the queen one time. She was, because telepathically you feel their feelings. As I said before, you feel their feelings. And she was kind of upset at me. And I did try to contact her and apologize because the daughter said, "Mother, let me solve my own things. I'll handle this," she said. So anyway, then I asked, "You forgive me?" She said, "Yes, I will forgive you. But Julius, you're arrogant like you always been." She told me that. So I don't know. Is she talking about past lives, or I have no idea? Because by what we learned, these people live like 900 years or even longer. Some, the queen has been told like 30,000 years old. So anyway, I being contacted suddenly. I was driving and I was thinking about inner earth, and suddenly the queen came into my mind. Now people say this is happening into my mind, but this was happened spontaneous. She said, how you doing, my darling? She said, you are very precious to me. So I said, do you forgive me? She said, yes, I forgive you. And I said, how hard is for me to get inside the earth? She said, if you try hard enough, you will make it. We can meet you halfway, but you have to try hard enough. That was the answer. But I said, you don't have no right to interfere with my thoughts. She said, that's true, except when you think about inner earth, because that is my domain. Then I have a right to interfere with
And
your
when you
thoughts.
flirt with her
That,
daughter, relax,
that was
buddy.
her. That was that was her answer. But then something even more weird happened. I got a contact, very short contact from inner earth from a young lady. A young lady contacted me and she was speaking with the English accent. She was speaking like English people, not accent, but like English people. Very short, was a very short transmission. And she said, the reason I contact you because you are my twin flame and we're supposed to work together and we want you to work with us.
Oh, the twin flame
And,
is back. We heard the twin flame story. We know this one already, Julius. We know all about the twin flame. I'm
Julius.
here to talk about Mount Shasta only. Do you guys believe that
Okay,
it's real
okay,
or not? Do you guys
okay.
do you
Hold
guys
on, let's
So
get.
All
so
right, all right, okay.
I can vouch for okay, what he's talking about right now. I don't know anything about that, but I can vouch for some of the things he said. When we went up Shastina and came down, there was a an old couple. They look really old. Um, and like I said, everything's after the fact. We talked to them. We talked to them a little bit, like where are the caves? Do you guys know anything in this location? They didn't really know anything, and then they told us about the water. And I said, okay, that sounds really good right now. Some fresh water. And we start walking down the mountain, and as we're walking down, I'm kind of thinking in the back of my mind, how the heck these old people get way up here? And I was like, that's kind of weird. So we found the water. I drank a little bit. Julius he had some containers. He filled them up and he was drinking them all day, all the way drive home. He was drinking it. And that I can vouch. The next day I was sore as heck. I could barely even move. And Julius, when I called him, said he felt fine, no pain. That to me was kind of shocking because it should have been the other way around. I should have been feeling okay, and he should have been all sore because he's a lot older than me. So I found that was kind of strange. And the thing with Eugenie, we went up so high, and then it got kind of dangerous and slim to get up, further up the mountain. But Eugenie, he's a small guy; he can maneuver. And I was like, you know what? I'm scared of heights, anyways. This is as far as I'm gonna go. You go ahead, Eugenie. I'm not risking it. So he kept going up the mountain. Me and Julia stayed behind, and he told us later that he saw like a temple up there, some weird structures up there. So that I can vouch for that as well. So, but the other stuff he's talking about, that's Julius and
It's a bit,
whoever else.
it's a bit more advanced, and people don't understand it because a lot of
Exactly.
people don't even
Exactly.
understand their telepathy today. They do not understand
So
this, so that's why.
basically, Matt, your take is magic water. Old people made it to the top of the mountain, and you're like, how are they doing it? They're old.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one was some you saw a bunch of stones and people doing rituals
Mm-hmm.
and
The
that's
old man
just
coming down the
I mean, and you
mountain.
saw the wizard. That's right, you saw the
Yeah.
wizard.
Gandalf.
Let
So
me
it's a
explain.
very like
It was. It was.
nothing you've told me so far has made me want to drive up to Mount Shasta and be like, where's the city
But
at? Where's the hidden
but
city?
Well.
Now I
let's
know.
talk about this people, guys. Let's talk about these people with the robes and the sandals. It's been told that inner people, that's what they wear. It's about 75-degree temperature over there. They have an inner sun, and they wear sandals and robes. Everybody.
I go
And
open a clothing shop in there.
this guy looked just like that. And I didn't realize that in that time, but later on we thought about it. And also I heard that many times they come out of the mountain, come and look around and shop and then go back. And not that they really need to buy from us anything, but they are just curious to get up and to another world. And
Now,
that's about those people.
Julius, I know
That's how
you're
it's.
planning an expedition, right?
Yes,
Matt, are you
if you guys want
joining
to come,
Julius?
if you
Yeah, I'll
guys want to
definitely go
come,
back. I'll definitely go
but
back.
But
There's a lot
from
of
what I
caves over
understood,
there.
right. Well, what I understand, Julius
we
wants to rent a helicopter to take him to the top. Is that correct, Julius?
Nah, I don't like that. I
okay,
don't like that
okay. What
But
idea.
why
I
would you
heard.
go to the top? The entrance is below, right?
The entrance is at the bottom,
Okay,
right?
guys. On the top, I learned that it's an entrance to the top. They have an elevator which goes through the crater. So that's one entrance where they have an elevator which come all the way up to the top of the mountain. That's what I learned. And there is another cave, Pluto Cave, where it has a small waterfall on it. I saw it actually. A guy showed it on YouTube, and I heard about that also. The confession, some people who went into the cave 7 to 9 miles deep, and in the end of the cave there is an old elevator. That's what this lady said. There were 7 people who went in there, but they said forget to get into this body over there. You have to be a fifth-dimensional person, or you cannot get in there only if they allowed you to get in there. I don't know. That's what I learned.
So there's an elevator. Mike, you know what? I got another
Does that
question.
old elevator belong to a mine shaft?
I have no idea.
Probably. And my other question is, have these people that are 7 feet tall and are dressed like wizards and speak Russian, they come?
They can speak a lot of languages, but they don't speak. They are all telepathic.
Okay. Do they ever come to the surface world?
Yes, and
Play
if
basketball.
if they do, you're not going to be
Shaquille
either.
O'Neal.
They have a high technology. Fifth-dimensional people can have like a clock device around them. You don't
Oh,
even see they are around
So
you.
they can
That's
be
why.
cloaked.
Come on, now we're getting into
clone,
Marvel
not
Comics.
Okay, now
Come on, Julius.
here's the thing.
Come
Here's the
on.
thing. Here's the problem
Guys,
with. Here's the
I'm
problem with
telling
that.
you, I'm
Doctor
telling you what I
Strange is
learned.
talking about
The-
How
now.
did you? How do you
Real or
see
not,
them? They're
The
cloaked.
problem. Yeah. First of all, Julius, how do you know they've been here? No one can see them.
Well, let me tell you what.
Exactly.
Hey, this guy, what's his name? He's very well known, an English guy. He used to be a journalist. He's
Clark
a
Kent,
theorist. He's a
Sherlock
theorist.
Holmes,
No.
David Beckham.
Ian Fleming.
He's very well known. He's an English. He used to be. He's everywhere. Gosh, I can't remember his
Bond.
name.
Julius
Blonde guy.
Assange.
James Bond.
No, come on. So anyway, this guy.
Feed Phil. Someone feed Phil.
He confessed that he's been into a motel room where some people were talking to him, and these people actually he couldn't see them. He couldn't see them. He said, "You cannot see us." Yes.
Julius, come on, man.
I tell you what I saw actually on a
Wait,
YouTube.
how can you tell us what you saw? He didn't see anything.
Julius.
Okay,
Come on.
okay.
It's called schizophrenia,
Come
man.
on.
Okay,
Julius.
okay. Let me tell you what I saw.
What
this,
again?
What?
This wasn't in Mount Shasta. This was in Washington.
Okay, but you're talking about he talked to the people from Mount Shasta in a room, the invisible cloaked people.
No. There wasn't in Mount Shasta.
No. He's talking to the people from Mount Shasta.
No.
Then who is he talking to? The invisible
he was
people. Who are the
talking-
invisible people?
He didn't say who they were, but they were a lot more advanced. And he said, "You cannot see us, but we have to have a meeting. We have to talk." So, gosh, what's his name? Oh, everybody know this guy.
Okay, and there's one
Anyway.
other thing that
Hold on, Matt has one more for us.
So this was after the fact. This was before I even met Julius and even knew anything like this about Mount Shasta. We went on a family trip, my family and my wife's parents, to the caverns, Mount Shasta caverns. You could take a tour. They put you on the boat. You go over into the mountain and go inside the caves, which is a really cool tour. And now that I start putting everything together, there in that tour, when I'm going back and thinking about it, there's weird stuff they were bringing out. There was like a big old giant like throne inside there, carved out of stone like a throne, huge, and probably for like a giant. There was all kinds of, they had crystals in there. They had even some like carvings of like weird, look like gnomes or something like that.
Wait, where was this? Where was this at?
This is the Shasta Caverns. You could take a tour there.
Gotcha.
You got to pay, but they'll take you on the tour through the mountain.
Gotcha.
And so that was kind of weird, that tour. They were bringing out a lot of weird things that was actually inside the mountain. And this was a long time ago, probably like 13 years ago when I went on that tour. So that was kind of, I was just putting stuff together after the fact. So a lot of weird stuff over there.
So let's just real quick. If anybody actually wants to join Julius on his expedition, email us here at nerdstalking@yahoo.com, and we'll put you in touch with Julius. Because if we get a big enough group, I'm going to join this group and we're going to figure this out.
I'll go.
We're going to find the entrance. We're going to drink water. We're going to find Gandalf.
I'm bringing vodka.
Are you guys taking the
vodka,
escalator
right,
or the
it's
elevator? Escalator or elevator into the mountain?
That's
I'd
what
rather
Julius.
walk, because it's an active volcano. So
Well,
if there's a
no,
fire,
no,
you're not supposed to take
that's-
elevators.
Guys, that's not at the mountain. That's at the lake. It's down. I don't even think you have to go to the mountain. It's before that. Way before that. It's by the lake.
Isn't the city like 5 miles
Yes.
below?
Yes, the city.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait,
And
9
think
miles
about
below.
it.
9.
9 miles below? How do you
9
even
miles.
get there? Like, imagine that.
Well,
That is...
we've been to Pluto Cave. Me, Matt, and Eugenie. We went inside one of the Pluto caves, and we got 2 miles deep. We went 2 miles deep, actually.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
not
tell him
enough.
about the naked man, Julius. that we
The
saw.
naked man.
What the hell's going on here?
we want to go to another Pluto cave because they have about 9 Pluto caves over there. We want to go to another one, and we say, okay, here's another Pluto cave, and let's see what we're gonna find. We got out of one of them. We want to go to another one, and we seen a truck over there, and suddenly a guy completely naked appeared from behind the truck. And then he saw us. He got scared. He picked up his shotgun. I said, "Okay, guys, we gotta back up over here because something weird is going on."
So we surprised them. This place, it was GPS. We were looking for it, and we went off road. It kind of, in kind of like a rural area, and there was a truck. When we pulled up, we surprised him. He had his boots on and he was naked. And I told Eugenie, whoa, slow down. What's going on over here? He had a shovel.
Trick.
No, he got the gun.
He had a shovel. He was doing something over there.
Oh man.
I don't know what he was digging for or burying, but we surprised him, and he got behind his truck door was open. He got behind the door and was just staring at us. And I didn't know if he had a weapon or what, but I told Eugenie, just slowly back up and let's get out of here. I don't, this is really weird. So
But that's
that was another
in the middle of
something
nowhere.
else that came
That's
up.
why.
So the city is called Telos, right? The hidden city
Yes.
of Telos, and so if you do join Julius on his adventure, Julius, what are you gonna show them? Are you gonna show people the city, or are you gonna just kind of go
Well,
on cabin tours, which they have there already for like $15 a ticket, or?
Yes, there is a guide who can take you anywhere you want to go. Why did I visit this lady? Because she told me on the phone that I have 2 guides who can take you anywhere you go, anywhere you want to go at Shasta Mountain or around Shasta. There are 2 guides, and she recommended me one guy. So I have his number. He can take us anywhere we want to go. And that's what I was interested in, because when I go over there, I don't just want to wander around. I want to go straight to the cave and just go in, see what we're going to find. The only way you're going to find out if you go there. It's true or it's false. And if it's false, it's false. If it's true, it's true. That's what I want to find out. It's hard to get on the top of the mountain, takes many days of climbing. You go 3/4 of the way easy, you in a couple hours. But after that, you need robes, you need experience. And I did try to get a helicopter, but looks like they got that program off. So, by the way, it's an army. It's an army base over there, and they watch very close by. It's an army base. There, it's a very good connection on a cell phone. You're all the way up on the mountain, but you have a very good reception.
Okay, well there we go. There we go.
Yeah.
So Mount Shasta is the hidden city of Telos, which you can only get there, I assume, telepathically, according to YouTube.
Believe it or not, I forgot to say something. Me and Matt, we me and Matt. Okay, guys, me and Matt, we got separated, and I told him it's not a good idea for us to get separated in the middle of nowhere. Something happened to us, who's gonna call or who's gonna help. So those rocks are slippery. Not only slippery, but they slide. Not all of them are sturdy or firm into that sand. You can slide with those rocks, and that's what actually happened to Matt. He almost fell off. He told me the story that he started sliding, and finally he grabbed another rock and he stopped. So I said, I told you it's not good to separate. But when we were separated, I was by myself. And now you guys gonna say imagination. I tell you what.
You know what? Just let us just lay it on thick.
There we go.
No.
Make it quick.
Guys, I heard the call. Somebody called my name. It was
that was Matt.
No, there was a lady. It wasn't a man.
That was Matt. Lady. He was falling down.
It wasn't me.
His voice gets higher pitched.
No.
He was scared.
The sound came from the mountain from the right side, not from the left side where Matt was. Matt still was on Mount Chastita, which was in connection with Mount Shasta. We were right where the connection is. And I went down myself to get on Mount Shasta. And on the right side, I heard a voice calling my name, Julius. I looked around, I yelled back, "Where are you? I cannot see you." So I tell you guys what I heard. So, if you want to believe me, that's fine.
It?
If you don't, you don't.
That's
I bet you she was 7 foot tall.
You heard a voice.
I
so
have
you heard
no idea.
You heard
didn't see her. I heard a voice calling my name.
That's such a mean trick.
Well,
on her part, not
on her part, not yours. On her part.
Your wife calling for you from Sacramento. Julius,
it could have been you. It could have been that you pocket dialed someone by mistake, and they're on your phone, like Julius.
Yeah, Julius, are you there? I think Matt fell. You should go back.
That part was true. I could have died. I was crawling on the side, and I noticed the further I started crawling, it was pretty steep. Which if I would have slipped, I probably would have been fine. But right in front of me, a whole section went sliding down, and there was a huge boulder that went down with it. So if I would have went down with the boulder right in front of me, when I would have slid down to the bottom, that boulder would have rolled on me. It probably would have killed me. So
did you have any of the water with you?
No, but
you're screwed.
Now that I know about it, I'm gonna go get it because I'm gonna need that in the future and one day.
Did either one of you carrying a gold ring?
Nope.
Either one
around your neck.
Okay, I'm just checking.
Did you see?
I had a knife, and Julius had a combat knife, an axe, and a machete.
Jesus.
Now the voice you heard, Julius, you heard, did it go like this? Precious.
It was very loud, dude. It was very loud. It was very loud. It wasn't. It wasn't like, it's your mind imagination. It was very loud, actually.
All right.
And,
okay,
let's get this together then. Let's get it together. We'll go find Telos. Email us, nerdstalking@yahoo.com. We'll get a group together with Matt and Julius, whoever else wants to join. So this is actually fascinating stuff. And now, Matt, real quick, you said you had some sort of information on UFOs. Is that correct?
Yeah. So this is anybody can go on Google. It's been on CNN, NBC, CBS, Fox, whatever. It's all been reported. So part of the COVID-19 relief bill that they signed. Okay, in that bill, there's like 5,000 documents, or pages or whatever, and so no one has ever research
Right.
the whole
Sure.
thing. They just pass it, and there's a bunch of crap in it.
Sure.
Well, in that, there's a full disclosure that has been passed that that the military has to disclose to Congress, full disclosure on UFOs. 180 days. Anybody could do this research and find it. So 180 days when that bill was passed, full disclosure has to be given to Congress by the military. So
Yeah. That was all over the news. Yeah.
Yep. So that's
Yeah.
pretty
Guys,
interesting.
guys, I gonna give you a disclosure. I don't know if you guys believe me or not. I saw one alien myself.
Woo! Oh boy.
Were you
See,
watching
there we
Mexican
go.
League soccer? What?
There we go. And let me describe you how the alien looked.
Mark
Uh,
Zuckerberg.
No.
no,
Go ahead. Tell us.
that was in Europe, not here.
Okay.
It was in Europe. I was
Okay.
younger.
Okay.
It was like about 6 foot away from me.
Uh-huh.
It was about 9 o'clock in the morning. And this just appeared out of nowhere. I just look at him. I was very calm. And this alien just stared at me. It was humanoid, but not human. It was kind of a greenish, grayish color.
Okay.
No hair,
Mm.
no ears, just probably
Mhm.
like 2 holes.
Saw this movie, Prometheus.
No nose, kind of a like very tiny. I don't even know if I can consider a nose. Long jaw, kind of very long jaw, and no clothes, and got 2 hands, 2 feet. Kind of weird looking creature, and just stared at me for I don't know a minute or two. And then I looked on the side to see, do I have any protection over here? I'm just, alone with this creature, and the creature just disappeared, was gone. So, but look at me like I don't know, was staring at me for a little bit. I would say a couple of minutes, but I was very calm. For some reason, I was extremely calm. I knew didn't got any bad intentions towards me. So I tell you what I saw. This it wasn't an imagination, wasn't asleep, wasn't nothing like that. I was walking, standing up. So some people imagine stuff. I know what imaginary world is, and I know what the real world is. So I know how to make that difference very well.
All right. Well,
I'm
there
a
we
guy
go.
who can argue with myself if I have to. So I like to be anything to be really honest. No lies, no impression, no, I want to tell you something what is not. I tell you exactly how it is. That's how I see it. That's how I say it.
There we go, everyone. Julius is going to take you to Mount Shasta on a tour. He saw an alien as a child. Matt told you that UFOs you can now basically look them up. Explanation from the government. And you know what? You take what you will from Mount Shasta, and if you think it's look it up. It's all over the internet. You can see it. Mount Shasta, Hidden City, or look for Hidden City of Telos. That's Telos. And it is interesting. It is very interesting. And like I said, from what I saw, it is more. Everybody says they get there by telepathy, telepathic, or So when you guys get to the mountain with Matt and Julius, you better know how to use telepathy. That's all I can say. So, because no one's ever been inside the city on YouTube, at least not yet, that I've seen.
Oh, somebody said he's been inside the city. What's his name?
The guy that saw the guys in the hotel, he talked to the invisible guys.
No. This guy was a colonel at Area 51. He's been living underground in Area 51 for probably 20 years. Matt, you know about him. We talked about him.
So he went in the city, and he came out of the city.
He went into the city. He was taken inside the city, and he said the daughter, Sharula Dogs, came out of the city, and she lived in New Mexico. She was on the surface for 20 years, in and out. And something interesting I saw, it was a lady from Arizona who met her, actually. She got meetings like 20 years ago, and said, I didn't believe her until something happened. She says she's from Inner Earth. She's the princess over there, the daughter of the
Oh my
queen.
goodness!
But no, this
no.
lady.
That's it. No, we're done.
They
We're done
went.
here. We're
Okay,
done.
Julius.
We're done. No
we're
more
done.
princesses and
Julius.
queens and kings and
Mhm.
magic lay
No,
people.
no.
and,
Let's save this one for next
uh,
time. Let's
uh,
talk
Other
about
people,
princesses next time.
confession. I'm talking about other people confession, not
No, it's fine. It's
what
fine.
I'm saying.
I
What
want to
they
hear.
are saying.
I want to hear your opinion, not third-hand opinions and stories.
Well, I
So,
tell you my opinion.
when are you guys gonna be going on this adventure?
Well, soon, hopefully soon.
Okay, so we
Now
definitely,
it's probably a lot of snow over there, but
yeah, but we will you are gonna have to come on when you get back the next day. You're gonna have to come on
Tell
the
us
show
all about it.
and tell us about all the.
We'll call you guys from the top of the mountain.
I like
There you
that.
go.
Reception
I
of
like
this.
that because that you could pass the phone to the shamans and everything.
Yep. I'll
Yeah,
show
yeah,
you,
yeah.
no,
live
no,
video, people
to the chipmunks.
people up on the
We have a lot
mountain.
of chipmunks over there.
Chipmunks.
Yeah, chipmunks.
Chipmunks like Alvin, Simon, and
Not mine. Yeah, like that.
okay.
Yes. I feed them. When I sat down, I threw peanuts and they came all around.
Yeah.
Very,
All
very
right,
cute
all right,
creatures.
all right. Well, thanks for Matt and Julius for joining us here on Nerds Talking the podcast. That was our Mount Shasta myth, or it could be true. You just look it up for yourself and find out here on Nerds Talking the podcast. We'll be right back after this small break.
Well, and that was very interesting. I might go on that trip with them. I want to go to the mountain and see what they're talking about, and then maybe meet some people and get some sandals, some water. I don't think there's anything there, but it'd be nice to take a trip. Anyway, right back here, they're talking the podcast. Marie's back, and she's gonna kind of talk about this Mount Shasta or whatever. They're talking the podcast.
Welcome back to Nerds Talking the podcast. Back here with Carlos, myself, Lafayette, and Marie has joined us once again. And did you listen to all of that?
No.
You didn't hear any of that going on about
I
Mount
heard
Shasta?
the last part of it. I've never heard of Mount Shasta. I mean, I've heard of Mount Shasta. Hold on just a second.
Yep.
Get out of it. Get out.
Oh, a cat is being bad on the
I just
podcast.
looked it up for a second, and yeah, it's not my thing.
Yeah, no, I mean, the fact that they assume, well, not just them, a lot of people think there's a hidden
Oh.
city under Mount Shasta is a trip.
Right,
Um,
right.
I just
The
think
funniest thing is, like you said, no one's been there unless it's telepathically, which doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't
well, and
make
you
sense.
can, and the people that say they've been there, it's like people that say that they've witnessed a miracle, yet nobody else but them witnessed it. So you can only take their word for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you can't take somebody else's word for it. So when someone says, "I've been to the city of Telos," anybody else? Is this, or did you take any footage or blah blah blah? Oh no, just take my word for it.
I've
Like,
seen the
oh.
lost city of Atlantis. No, I haven't.
Yeah, but that's another thing. There's people that that it's the same idea, same concept. I mean, was there a lost city of Atlantis? Probably not. But people want to, they love the idea and the myth.
What about there was a colony, an island colony that just disappeared when Europeans were coming over? Do you guys know about that?
Mm-mm.
It was in the history books, but okay, so when they were colonizing America, there's a island off of North Carolina or something like that, and people came over and started living on it, and then they came over one day and everyone was just gone.
Julius was there.
Aquaman? I don't know. Never heard of that. Now Google that.
Movies
Somebody.
happen in elementary school, but
Wait, you learned it in elementary school?
I did.
They taught you about an island that disappeared off North Carolina?
Because it was part of American history. It was like the colonizers came over. It wasn't just the lost city of Atlantis with some tall aliens or whatever. It was like an actual colony. There might have actually been records of it, and the people just randomly disappeared one day.
Was it North Carolina?
Well, you know what? You know that show American History X? I think they might have done a season on it.
Oh, okay. You know what? It's right here. Lost Colony on Roanoke Island
That one.
that is now in North Carolina mysteriously disappeared in 1587. Oh, that was way before the settlers.
Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1490.
Oh, you know what? No, it disappeared between 1587 and 1590. Wow. And it's called Roanoke. Roanoke Island. It's surrounded by water in every direction.
Islands are usually surrounded by water in every direction.
No, it's just saying how it sounds like it's some of it's still there.
Maybe it's global warming.
Yeah, it says here Roanoke Island still exists in Dare County off the coast of North Carolina. Interesting. So
Sorry, my cat, the whole time he was sitting here, you could see him walking all over my computer, and then as soon as I get on, he starts fighting with the other cat.
I can hear it. So Roanoke Island is still there, apparently. And Atlantis is supposedly off the coast of Portugal, which is now known as the Azores. And so I don't know. It's all interesting to me. It's do I believe Mount Shasta has a city underneath it? I do not.
No, hard to believe there's anyone living under an active volcano.
You guys have telepathy.
It's also hard to believe that these people have their fifth dimension, super advanced technology, and so on and so forth, and they're just greedy. They're just selfish. They don't want to share. They don't want to hold on to this for themselves. The fact they can cloak, the military love that. Or just ex-boyfriends would love to have the cloak. So that's just
called camouflage.
Yeah, I mean, man, imagine that. Free gym memberships, except for they'd be like, why is that machine moving?
Wait, it's like a Harry Potter cloak. Is that what they were talking about?
That's what I was picturing.
Man, the fact that, has anybody ever been here? Yes, but you can't see them. What? that doesn't compute. How do you know they've been here then? If you can't see them,
Gotta eat the mushrooms on the way up. All those little mushrooms.
Well, it's like I said, people that carry conspiracies, myths, and so forth, and they go so deep into the rabbit hole that they can't turn back. They have to make it legitimate some way. So those people that are up on the mountain playing the drums and dancing and building rock monuments, and they're the ones that carry the myth because they have to now. They can't turn back.
Does that sound familiar to you? Like the flat earthers, even though they're proved wrong every time, they're so drawn in and so sucked down in this rabbit hole, they have to stay there.
Yeah, you cannot. The thing is, you can't turn back when you're so strongly indoctrinated into something that you push on your friends and you tell them it's true and believe me, blah blah blah, and then the day you say, "Oh, you guys are right," you're the idiot. You're the fool that basically lost all his friends and nobody wants to hang with you anymore, and because you went to the hotel room and spoke to an invisible person. Which just means I went to the room. Yeah, all that means is I rented a room to masturbate tonight. That's all it really means, And the invisible person was there, just whoever I fantasized.
Maybe it was a ghost.
Oh, screw a ghost. Bobby Brown said he had sex with a ghost. Okay, well, this is our Mount Shasta episode. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. This is like our bonus episode. So, hey, stay tuned. We have another episode coming up. Just jump back out. You'll see it right there. Subscribe to our show. Turn your notifications on. Nerds Talking the Podcast. Enjoy your evening, afternoon, morning, and wherever are you. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Maybe you're in Mount Shasta. I don't know. If you're in Mount Shasta, email us at nerdstalking@yahoo.com. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Well, that's our show this time, everybody. If you just stick around, there's another show shortly, because we did 2 shows this week, because we're cool. We do our thing, then we're pretty radical type of guys. Plus, they're talking about the mountain, and then thinking about myself, man, I really got to go to that mountain, because I want to see things that no one else has seen. I want to be telepathically connected to the world below us. You know what I'm talking about? So, yeah, it's really kind of cool. So join Carlos, Maria, and Lafayette right back here on episode 15. You get 2 this week. That's amazing. That's amazing stuff. And remember, you can contact us at nerdstalking@yahoo.com.